Hi, hi you. Hi, welcome to Ocean Yummy's channel. So I'm going to show, if I can get them, the one where she wants to be a neo soul singer, and the one where she talks about how her and what's his name, Solar met, because she lies an awful lot. I know we all can see the gaps. So I might break down the video after I put it up, after I put it in the after I fed it through, because she lies a lot. She lied about the relationship. We lied about her and Solar relationship altogether. And I feel that how she saw weakness in Janae and Solar's relationship, and she took the opportunity to not break it up, but she inserted herself. She inserted herself, and it's interesting because they don't really stay from each other. They, you know, she talks a good game on this interview. That's what I feel. And like I said, he should have done his research, because a lot of people in this comment section is telling him that he should have researched her and all that. She is definitely a narcissist. I will say she's a narcissist, an attention seeker. Any attention she gets, she's happy for it. But let me play this one.
Certain things didn't add up to me because Natiri Janae, she would tell me one thing and I would give her advice and then she wouldn't take it. And I started realizing that she was lying about certain things about Solar. Like she would call me to talk about Solar to me. And I'm like, I really don't care. I'm not even interested in y'all's relationship. That don't have nothing to do with me. So, everything hit the fan with them. They broke up. Everything hit the fan. And, for me, when I have a heart for something, when I feel something is not true, I act on that. I move on that. That's the place that I live from. So I reached out to Solar and I was like, you know what, bro, whatever's going on, I just hope you keep your head up. And I had that disposition with everybody who has ever left Carbonation because, hey, I come from Carbonation. And I want the best for all of us at the end of the day. So, I reached out to him. I gave him my condolences for whatever it was that he went through. And I felt for his situation with the child and etc. because I also had my experiences with the child and things like that. And because I had a connection with Natiri and because she was putting me into like a three-way whatever with them, I just felt the need to reach out to him, to give that condolences to him. That sparked off into our relationship. From that moment, we didn't initially be like, oh, maybe we should be together. It was more like we were expressing ourselves to each other. He would express all the things, and I'm like, bro, I get it. Like, I share these experiences, so I can only relate to you. And so that moment turned into another moment where we're opening more up, and we're realizing that we have more in common than we do have differences. And so I'm like, I actually said it to him. I'm like, something like popped up in my mind, and I'm like the way he was expressing himself, it came from such a real place. Like I felt the love that he had inside of him. Like I felt that, and I was like, why am I feeling this? I don't feel like I'm supposed to be feeling this. Like, why am I feeling it? Because somebody can express themselves from their heart and you don't feel that love inside of you. But I felt it, and I was like, yeah, so I feel this. I acknowledged it. And he was like, no, we shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't. It was like one of those situations. He was like, nah, let's not jump the gun. Let's not, let's just be. And I'm like, all right, cool. You're right. So we did. And then we just kept having conversation after conversation. And at some point we realized that our experiences lined up so interestingly that it was just like a no-brainer. It was like, it became a question. Are we supposed to be together?
Wow. Wow.
And so we kept sharing experiences with each other, and it just got more intense and more intense and more intense. So we decided to come together. I'm like, I want to see you. I want to see you face to face. Because if I see you face to face, if I see you, then I know it's real. I'm gonna know. Yeah, when we saw each other face to face, we had on the same shoes. This was not planned. We had on the same shoes. We had on the same jacket. The same jacket. A jean jacket with fur on the collar. How in the fuck, like where? So I'm looking at the synchronicity of in the pattern. That don't just happen. So I'm like, mind you, I'm also considering his role that he played in my life without being in a romantic.
So, because someone wears the same clothes as you, in her mind, right? This is how weird. This is how carbonation thinks. Yeah, you because you wore the same clothes and the same. You just happen to wear the same clothes, the same jacket, which that denim jacket, um, he's worn for in a number of places. He wore when he was with Janae. He wore no numerous times, and like because you literally because I'm gonna say the literally word way because you wore the same clothes, that means that you are meant to be together. So you go by clothes, you go by astrological pathways, like um that doesn't mean that you was meant to be together. And what's so strange is he was your servant. He was the cult leader's servant boy for a long time. So I feel what you do, you gravitated towards the thing that that you I mean, because you know him already, because like you said, because before you said you and him done an astrological chart and this, that, and the other. And now you're saying that you reached out to him, which Janae did confirm because she said that how you was phoning, you two was phoning backwards and forwards. You inserted yourself into their relationship. That's what you did. So it would not have worked with Janae anyway, being the situation that it was. And on top of that, this you're so right. Right. I think they said narcissist takes on the identity of the thing that they hate or the thing that they dislike. And you are wrapping your hair like Janae. You got the dot on your head like Janae. You wasn't into makeup. You told her all she was about was makeup, and there you were all made up, all makeup up on sitting on a couch. And it's a bit hypocritical because you was really going at her. I can even pull up that video of you and the other women kind of go at her, telling her she's materialistic and this and that and the other. When you are doing right now, you're doing the exact same thing. Um, there's more. There's more. Hold on, I don't know whether it will go back. It takes a while for it to go back.
Certain things didn't add up to me because Natiri Janae, she would tell me one thing and I would give her advice and then she wouldn't take it. And I started realizing that she was lying about certain things about Solar. Like she would call me to talk about Solar to me. And I'm like, I really don't care. I'm not even interested in y'all's relationship. That don't have nothing to do with me. So, everything hit the fan with them. They broke up. Everything hit the fan. And, for me, when I have a heart for something, when I feel something is not true, I'll act on that. I move on that. That's the place that I live from. So I reached out to Solar and I was like, you know what, bro, whatever's going on, I just hope you keep your head up. And I had that disposition with
Sorry, I'm
everybody
trying to get
who
to
has
the
ever
point where I
left
had it. It's
carbonation
just hard
because,
to do on
hey,
this.
I come from carbonation.
There, but
And I
there
want the
is
best
there
for
is a
all of
point.
us
There's a
at
point
the
where
end of
she
the day.
talks about
So,
how the
I reached
women
out to him.
disliked
I
her.
gave him my condolences for
No,
whatever it
the
was that
women
he went
hated
through.
her or
And I
something.
felt for his situation with the
I
child and
really need to be
etc.
on my
because I
laptop
also
because she
had
says
my
a whole heap of
experiences
hoopla,
with the child and
and
things like that. And because I had a connection with
she
Natiri And
she
because she
said
was
she said she was
putting
doing it
me
all
into
for
like
them.
a
She wasn't
three-way
doing
whatever
most
with
of the
them,
stuff you
I
did
just
wasn't
felt the need
for
to
the
reach out to him,
women.
you
It
know,
was
to
for
give their
yourself. You was
condolences.
more
And
concerned about
that
yourself.
sparked
You
off
was more
into
all into Nature
our
Boy.
relationship.
You
From
was
that moment,
like you wasn't
we
thinking
didn't
about
initially be
nobody
like,
else. You
oh,
was just
maybe we
thinking
should get
about
together. It was
yourself.
more like
And
we were
like
expressing
for you to come
ourselves to
on
each
to a
other. You know, he would
platform
express all the things,
and
and I'm like, bro, I
say
get it. Like, I share
that
these experiences,
what
you know, so I
what
can
oh
only
yeah,
relate
even
to
bring
you.
up your
And so
father
that
again
moment
in
turned into
the
another
mix of
moment
things,
where
like
we're
when we all
opening
know that
more
your
up and we're
dad
realizing that
went
we
all the
have
way
more
to
in
Puerto
common than we do
Rico
different, than we
most
do have
times
differences. And
facing
so I'm
Nature
like,
Boy. He even faced Nature
I
Boy
actually said it
himself
to him. I'm
so
like,
that he can go and get
something
you.
like
And
popped up in
it's
my
like,
mind, and I'm like,
you know, it's so weird. But
the way he was
anyways,
expressing
I know
himself, it
there's
came
gonna be
from
a big
such a
old gap,
real
but it's
place.
all right.
Like I felt the
But
love that he
anyway,
had
the
inside of me.
neo
Like
soul
I
thing,
felt
what
that,
she's
you know.
doing
And I
now.
was
Now
like,
remember,
why am
Janae's
I
been
feeling
singing
this?
songs
I
for
don't feel like I'm
ages, and
supposed
she's
to be
always had a
feeling this.
certain
Like,
look
why am I
about
feeling
her.
it? You know, because
You
somebody can
know,
express themselves from their
this
heart,
girl, this young lady
and you
here,
don't have
has
you don't
taken on
feel
the
that love
persona of
inside of
neo
you.
singer.
But I
Now,
felt it, and I was like,
what she does, she's a real
yeah, so
chameleon.
I feel this.
She's a real
I
chameleon, and
acknowledged
as
it.
you see by the
And he
community
was like,
posts,
no, we
how
shouldn't. Maybe we
chameleon
shouldn't. You
she is.
know,
She will
it
take
was
on
like
the
one of those situations. He
persona
was like, nah, let's not jump the gun.
of
Let's not, you know, let's
person
just
so
be.
easy.
And I'm
She's
like, all
very,
right,
I
cool.
mean,
You're
Nature
right.
Boy schooled
So
her
we
very
did.
well.
And then we
She
just
was
kept
around
having
him from when she
conversation
was
after conversation. And
17.
we
So
at some
she's
point, we
learned a lot
realized
from
that
him. She
our
knows how to
experiences
play with the
lined up
camera. She knows how
so
to play be on
interestingly
sympathy.
that it
She
was
knows
just like
how
a
to bring up
no-brainer. It was
stuff.
like,
Luckily,
are we
half the
supposed to?
people in
It
the
became a
chat
question. Are we
was
supposed to be
coming at
together?
her because
Wow.
um
Wow.
And so
she
we
was
kept
just
sharing
like
experiences with each other, and it
lying
just
a
got
lot.
more
She was just,
intense and
you
more
know, there
intense and
was
more intense. So
no
we
truth
decided
to
to
what
come
she was
together. I'm like,
saying.
I want to see you.
Anyways, I'm
I
gonna
want to see you
show the
face to face.
persona
Because if I
part
see you face to face, if I see
where
you,
she's
then
taking
I know
on
it's real.
I'ma know.
um where
Yeah.
she's
When
saying
we
she's a
saw each
neo
other face to
singer
face,
or
we had on the
spoken
same
word
shoes. This was.
artist.
You don't have to create another reality for them. They already got stuff going with it or not. And if you feel like you resonate with it, you pour your love into it. But if you don't feel like you resonate with it, then you go your separate way. It's better that you leave something alone. It's better that you unsubscribe from something than to continue to pour toxicity. Because if you're doing something that you don't ultimately like and it's causing that you feel to feel negative or it's causing
She just wants attention. She's one of those ones that, like, if you don't give her attention, she will fight for attention. Now, one channel holder said that how she might be in a polygamous relationship. Now, she was against polygamy for a long time. She really fought Nature Boy tooth and nails against the polygamy thing. She fought tooth and nails. Like, she was really not feeling the polygamy thing. She wanted him all to herself. Well, it just so happened now she's doing that now. She's in looking into that or with the couple and all that. So it's a lot of content. She contradicts what she's saying. She talks about being a vegan and all that stuff, which, like, you know, like you can pretend to be that way on here, pretend. But now I think what she's doing now, she's looking at a new audience. So that's why by doing the blue couch, changing her way she looks, you know, because everybody knows who she is, and the lies she told on the couch is really diabolical. It's really diabolical. She is she is very much I would say definitely. I mean, this word narcissist, when people used to say narcissist, I used to think, nah, there's no such thing. I believe in this woman, she is very much a narcissist to her heart um because you ran away from him because, like I said in the first video, because he wasn't giving you what you want. He wasn't what you call it, what's it, being in a polygamous situation. Anyway, as I'm talking, let me see if I can find pull up the interview so we can get into a little bit of it before I go to my dentist thing. I'm gonna pull it up. So let's just have to simultaneously do it because she tells a lot of lies in her. It's not in her. She doesn't know how to think. She might be able to articulate certain stuff, but even that she can't do. The way how she said they met is ridiculous because like he was married to he was with Zoka. Zoka came to see him first, and then he got married to Zoka. So I don't see how you feel that because you and I'm referring back to you wearing the same clothes. Like because you wear the same clothes, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to be together. Let me see, I can do it this way. I've always got stuff on my right because you wear the same clothes doesn't mean to say you're supposed to be together. Oh, hold on, let me get it up on the TV because it works better when I do it this way too. He just looks so vexed.
The question: was I ever in love with Nature Boy, or am I in love with Nature Boy? I always get that question. For me, I feel that I fell in love with an idea. So when I looked at Solar the way that I did in that video, I did look at Nature Boy in certain instances. And I feel like it was only because of the idea that I fell in love with. I don't think that that love that I had was real because when you're in love with an idea of something, that's not love. That's not real. You know, whether I knew it or not, that's not real. So I feel like what I have with Solar is real. I feel like what we go through is real.
You just mentioned that you have you're now said that and again, if no one caught whether they seen this interview or Solar's interview prior to this, you are now expecting a third child.
Mm-hmm.
Solar, and you are now how many weeks?
7.
First and foremost, congratulations on just the journey that it takes to get to this point. Congratulations on the feeling and the euphoria of doing it the right way.
How is it the right way?
Yeah, I'm crying. I'm like crying.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't even know.
She is like every other woman.
Definitely congratulations.
That's been had by a man.
Again, as we did interview Solar earlier, and we talked about the carbonation thing. We're just scratching the surface of what really went on throughout the whole thing, and to even have your story, there's many other stories to be told throughout that situation. But to even have you come here and be brave enough to be able to speak on the story, and again, speak so eloquently. Velvet was a name that people would hear about, and then we would see you, but we don't understand the inner workings. Like an onion, you got to peel those layers back, and to be able to get these kind of layers, man, I'm just dumbfounded about just everything that you had to do to go through. I was telling Solo, I'm like, man, your life should be a movie, but again, even your situation as far as raising your family at 11 years old, getting to leave the country, getting your passport, and just leaving school. That's the story in itself.
Whose story she stole? Afterwards. That's someone else's story, I bet.
Even doing what you've done. I want to end with this, man. I'm just curious, man. Do you believe, or more so, what are your beliefs? Do you have faith? Do you believe in faith? Do you believe in fate? Do you believe in Illuminati? Do you believe, where do you land in the prospect of how things are supposed to go?
I believe in faith. That has been the trajectory of my life. That has been something that has always showed its face in my life, in any instant, even when I turned away from it. The way that I grew up was in a church, but it wasn't really the church that mattered to me. It was more so the connection and the relationship that I had with God.
She's gone to the
We
God
have
thing
all of these
again.
different religions and we call God all of these different names, but there is one source, whether we like to know that or not, or believe that or not. And so I have a relationship. I personally feel like I have a relationship with that source. And because I have had a relationship with that source, and I have been faithful in the knowing that the source will provide whatever it is that I need moving forward on my journey, whether I make the right decision,
So-called
wrong decision,
universe,
whatever
which they
decision,
use a
as
lot,
long as I'm
which
leaning
meaning
into
is the
what my
people.
heart is saying and I'm having faith in
It's the
what my heart is
people
saying,
that they call
that
the
I will never be
universe.
led astray. And I haven't. Even in instances where it seemed like or it looked like I have always been led to greater things, better things, prosperous things. And I have literally saw God show up in my life. I have seen the Holy Trinity pop up in my life, and there is no denying that.
And you gave it up all for solar because you wanted to go back to carbonation.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I have to ask you.
Hold on, let me forward it
and
back.
I believe in prayer. That is like super important.
No.
Let me go backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Because all this hoopla she's speaking, she was a Christian. She gave it all up. She renounced the Christianity. She got a whole hostel because of the Christian organization she was in. And she got rid of her flat that they given her. And she totally changed it. She started calling herself Blood Rena and all this stuff. So all what she's talking now, this is all game. This is all cap. All this is all cap. Because, you know, even at Summer Days helped her out and everything else, and she spat in Summer Daisy's face by not in, like just taking her money. Summer Days spent loads of money, giving the children comforts, stuff, and everything else. And then now, what she's done, when she sold up the house, the flat where she was, and she moved. She moved to somewhere else because of him. Hi Claire. She moved because she wanted to meet what's his name? Solar. So, you know, all this is just cap. All this is just cap. Well, there's gonna be
Yes, Mr. Spitzes. Your reputations precede you. There you go.
Let me take this shirt. Oh, he coming. All right, cool. Like, yeah, we having fun. Yeah. Go back in the back, sneak some more things. I'm actually creating a whole situation. You don't know that I already got my passports on lock stash. Me and Ellie already got them. Already done put them. I already done came up and scoped out everywhere. I'm actually got the women outside with me, looking around while they thinking I'm engaging. I'm looking around at my surroundings. Oh, I can escape right there. I can leave right there. Fast forward into the night, they all fall asleep. I'm like, man, they not even about to get up. Everybody about to be hungover. My body naturally gets up at like 6:37. So I get up, and you know how you hungover, and it is not really until about maybe 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning when you in a hangover where you really start getting like you really in a deep sleep and you start getting. So I go back to like right now it's not the time. 6:30, 7 o'clock a.m. It's not the time. Let me sleep a little more.
You won't be happy. You won't be as chuckle
So
like
I lay
this if
back
you're
down.
escaping
My body
somebody.
get up again at a natural timing. I leave Ellie on the pallet. I get up. I get my
You wasn't
bag,
on pallets though.
and as
You was
I'm
on a
walking,
bed.
there's a spot that I did not calculate because I couldn't see a whole opening, the gate, because he always puts us in gets houses where there's gates around us so that we can't get out. This whole side of the fence is smashed over. I put my bag on the other side of the fence, go upstairs, get Ellie off the pallet. I got my harness sitting on the stairs. I'm putting my harness on, walking. As I'm walking down the steps, putting my baby in the harness, harnessing her to my back, no shoes on my feet, one bag, couple snacks, maybe some crackers and some nuts with some water. Walking in the middle of nowhere,
making up stories as she goes along. It's quite sad, really.
He gave me all that. Give me that. That's mine. I take a couple monies out his wallet and everything. I'm like, that's mine. You know. So I get to where
she used all the other carbonation stories,
this
that
like,
the ones who left.
I want to say about maybe 4 or 5 blocks. And then I find this opening where it's like this construction site. And I'm like, maybe I can get Wi-Fi right there. So I go try to get Wi-Fi. I'm literally like this with an infant. I'm like, trying to get Wi-Fi, got Wi-Fi. Get in contact with some a taxi company. I'm like, look, bro, I'm stranded. You know how much it's gonna be to the airport? We 2 hours away from the airport. It's gonna be $100. I'm like, look, I only got $40. He like, all right, I'm gonna just come pick you up. He came pick me up. Got to the airport. I deliberately told Nature Boy where I was because I wanted him to know that you never gonna see me again ever. So he comes to the airport while I'm there trying to woo me, trying to talk to me. I'm letting him have. I'm telling him everything I wish I would have ever told him in my life. Standing there at the airport, I'm just.
Well, he can't take you away.
He can't because the police there. I'm making sure that everything is cool.
That's Joy's
to the
story.
point where he can't do nothing. So the police want to tell him to leave because he getting irate because I'm letting him have it. He wound up leaving and he like really can't believe that I said no. Like he really can't wrap his mind around it because I always go back and I always fall for his bullshit. Get on that plane. That was the last time he saw me. And I've moved forward with protection orders. I have a trail. I have a paper trail still to this day. Court hearings coming up in the next 2 weeks. Divorce, all of that. To this day.
She'll never divorce him. She likes the name too much.
Or the child that we gave birth to. Period. Ever.
So I have to ask you, from that moment to the moment of his arrest, how much time passes to where he's finally arrested, would you say?
So if I escaped in November of 2020 and he got arrested in April of last year, that was 2022, then however long that is, November, couple months, no more than a year.
Upon his arrest, where are you at? What's your status upon your exodus? And when you see his arrest, just give me your mindset as far as seeing this and kind of like your thought process on him finally getting arrested and kind of where you're at in life at this moment.
I'm in Ohio. I lived in a DV shelter, a battered woman shelter, for about 9-10 months.
Which you used to get flat.
First apartment ever. But I'm in my own apartment at this time.
Great.
I remember not having really any. No, actually, what was I? I was in my second apartment. I had my second because I was like, it was so many opportunities for me. I was getting so much done. I was like being great and things like that. I was on my second apartment, and I was in there, and everybody just kept hitting me up like he got arrested. I'm like, that's great. Now he can't fuck with me no more. Now he can't harass me.
But yes, but you still went to the jail where he was.
He would have the cult members contact me in my inbox saying weird things. He would people randomly who he knew would be harassing me, sending me death threats, sending me all kinds of stuff. Bitch, you're a bad mom, like all kind of stuff.
But you are a bad mom.
To me from people that was affiliated with him. And so, yeah, I was like, great. As soon as I could, because the protection order was so hard for me to get, at that juncture of him being arrested, that was exactly what I needed. I took all of my evidence, all of my paperwork, everything that I needed, went to the courthouse in Ohio, presented it to the judge. I was granted a 5-year.
But that's only because Janae charged him with the R word.
I have to ask you, you said your body wouldn't function after giving birth and stuff like that. While being married to him, do you feel that you were raped or a rape victim while being with him?
Yes, because of the fact that when I would tell him no, and I would be so adamant about it, like, for instance, this is a great example. It wasn't physically penetration, but it was oral, whatever.
You was all up for everything.
Giving him head.
You was all up for everything, girl. You was doing a lot.
Prior to that,
let's see if we could find the video. Hold on.
2 to 3 hours.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm sure there's video evidence of that somewhere. I think. She's lying so much. Try and see if we can find. Because people's trying to show the best to her. She was part of the abuse and everything else that goes with it. Let me see. See, it's hard to find it. See, when you want to find something now, it's on the TV, it's harder to find. This girl can lie. Let me see. Oh, wrong way. Oh, there it is. Let's find all the carbonation stuff.
Without a mother, father, or no family. That's me. My child doesn't need me. She is me. And I didn't need my parents to come to the understanding that I got. You feel me? So at the end of the day, my daughter don't need me like that. She gonna be straight. She gonna figure it out. She's a god. She's strong. She good. My sons too. I made it. And at first I used to be mad I didn't have a family and shit. But I realized that me not having a family made me strong. It's a lot of weak people in this world, yo. It's a lot of weak people, yo. It's a lot of weak people in this world, Doc. And they act tough to cover up the fact that they weak. So that's what I learned. It's a lot of weak people in this fucking world, bro. And they doing shit to cover up the fact that they weak. And I seen it for myself. They don't got the discipline nor structure nor order in themselves to even overcome their own demons and control. It could be a grown-ass man or a grown...
You had Zoka be with Solar, get pregnant by him, and then you fuck her at 6 months pregnant with this man baby in her multiple times, coming in her everything, ass probably everything, anal, all that. You did that. And then the baby died. That's on your hands. Dia died. Mama Dia died on your behalf because of your statutory influence. Motherfucking Malia in the hospital on death row because of you. Me, Eliana, was sick as a motherfucker because of you. You need to take responsibility for what the fuck you do. And if don't nobody speak up about it and nobody speak up with me about it, I don't give a fuck. I'ma be the only motherfucker talking about this shit because this shit ain't right. It ain't nothing that wrong.
You listen to this shit, entertain it all you want. I gotta stay focused. I got shit to do. Peace.
Be self-expressive about. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Yes, baby. Open door. Why you put the plants on the floor, baby? I was waiting for Maisha to come on late. Fuck them. Fuck him. Fuck. Tell me, fuck them. I do not like Nature Boy. I do not want to be with Nature Boy ever again. I don't respect Nature Boy in no kind of way. And I hope this nigga really get his karma, which I know he will for a fact because I'm going to make sure of it. Like I told y'all, there will be a casting of The Exorcist on Bigo, bitch. Period. We're going to see how this shit ends up. You're not about to just be.
Let's move on.
This video is a crash course on who is Velveeta. You can see here he's like leaning against her head or whatever in this picture. And then next you know, she ends up with the leader of the cult named Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, also known as Baba G. They change their names so often it's hard to keep up with. But anyway, here's her with Baba G and their baby. She's not Muslim. They are not Muslims. They like to cosplay different faiths, different cultures. And this is them just cosplaying Islam. At a certain point, they were cosplaying that. So anyway, Nana, I'm going to call her by her real name. They change their names so often. Her name is Velvet. And she's basically a narcissist. She is toxic. She has taken on the persona of Nature Boy, and nobody holds her accountable for it. She is abusive towards the cult members. She has been known to like hit the woman and abuse the woman. She's been known to do sexual acts in front of her daughter. They regularly have group sex, and they have sex in front of the baby. And she's admitted to this on camera, so I don't even have to say allegedly at any time in this video, because everything that I'm saying they have done at different times on camera, except for having the group sex in front of the baby, because obviously if we had that footage, we could send it to the FBI. We don't have that footage, we just have them saying that they do this. Anyway, so she basically puts hands on the women in the cult. She has sex in front of her daughter. She lots of things she does. This is supposed to be a crash course, so I'm trying to keep it brief. And then later on, I'll make more videos like talking about each cult member. But I just want to start with her because she's right now she's doing something outrageous. Well, she just finished doing something outrageous. Was she met a guy and literally she immediately had this guy taking her daughter to the bathroom, bathing her daughter, and her daughter's like 2 years old. And that's just crazy. Nobody holds her accountable. All the people who regularly speak to her on Vigo, they don't hold her accountable. Nobody's allowed to ask her any real questions because she starts fake crying. And they basically enable her to have this toxic behavior and not be accountable for the things that she does. She does not have a job. She basically just lives off of donations and lives off of Vigo, which is an app that gives people money for going live. And basically, I believe she is going to go back to Eligio because she does things to get his attention. She's not done with the cult. She like does little things to communicate with him through the video. Even if they aren't directly communicating, she does do things to get his attention, and she does respond to things that he does. This guy named Eligio, he has several wives. They're not real wives, but he is legally married to Velvet. But anyway, he has several wives, and they all have group sex. And basically, like, they're all together, but then he rotates his wives, like, gives them to other members of the cult. It's pretty sick. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and they are all rumored to have the house in Virginia because the cult leader, Eligio, he has admitted to sleeping with people who have the house in Virginia unprotected. And he stated that the house in Virginia is not real. It was created by the government, and disease is in the mind. He says all these crazy things that, is not factual. These are all the cult members that you just saw, and that was on their wedding day. They all got married to each other. Like, he paired up different cult members to get married. This is when they all got Eligio's name tattooed on them. This is Velvet with her husband, Eligio, and their baby. This is Velvet trying to get Eligio's attention during her most recent, leaving the cult most recently. But anyway, this cult is very sick. Honestly, they're very sick. I've been like following the cult for a long time, and I have a lot of information. I'll be making some videos.
So she's talking all that doesn't say mean nothing because in all the pictures she's smiling because she was the head, the chiefess, or they used to call it chiefess at the time, and then so all what she's saying about her escaping and all that. There's even parts of her. There's even one where one of the ladies had to kiss her foot. When Malia had to kiss her foot, and no, let me show you another part of what's going, how her changes, because I think people don't get it. You don't get who this person is. She can be whoever, she pretends to be whatever. You can't pretend to be whatever.
Yes, I do. What the hell are you talking about? What do you mean I don't care? You projecting. You don't care. Obviously, you don't care. Look, get back, bro. Back up, bro. Don't make me. Oh, come on, man. What is you doing, bro? You ain't gotta be here. Let's make the measurements. Let's make the measurements correctly. This is my daughter. I still care about you and my daughter, no matter what your emotions are. We gotta be realistic about this. You keep doing the same dumb shit to me every time. I am, but we gonna do it the right way. You gonna put some clothes on my child. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just sit down and no clothes. All right, but we gonna get the clothes. You gonna get in the van. We gonna drop you out of the USMs. Where you going? Where you going, my child? You about to take my child from me. Where you going? This is my daughter. Now listen, let's be reasonable, yo. You want to leave. You don't want to be with me no more. You mad. You in your feelings right now. Fine, I get it.
Next one. The one I want to see, the one I want to show really, because I ain't going to show the fight because that was too much.
And it's like the universe is summoning us to do this.
All right, we're gonna show. I think this is where Marcus phones in. I think, I'm not sure.
That we can't even get to our higher stuff until we become animals. You have to become your animal state, which is your zodiac, before you can become your highest state. I hate when people say your lowest state is your animal state. When animals can't be wrong. That the more we resist our animal nature, the more we're out of tune with nature. And the more realistic we are as animals first, can we ever evolve to be something more as gods? I think you have to go through the animal nature first. You have to keep it real with yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Just understanding our connection with nature through eating and
See, she was the queen
like that.
of carbonation. And she's talking all that. She was not the main woman.
You're watching, right? You're being entertained by this. Anyway, back to the entertainment. Keeping it real. Had a connection with Velveeta. I belong with Eliana, right? So that's the only issue that I would have.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'm going through this pretty quick. Sorry, folks. I'm going through this quick. Because it's a lot. And it's hard to find certain ones. Because she's done a lot. She's done a lot. Can't even find half of the videos. Oh, let me see.
Like, I didn't know myself back then, but now I know myself. So I have certain things about me that I won't allow people to do. So Nature Boy knew that he had a task on his hands with me. He knew that he had to give me a certain type of loving. He had to create a certain type of situation for me to feel, for my energy to feel as comfortable as it was to stay that long. Because if he had treated me any other way, prior to him slowly letting his guard up to really letting me know what he's doing so I see, then I would have been out of there. You know what I'm saying? I would have been out of there before this day. You know what I'm saying? So what I found out is that every woman that goes to carbonation, they don't really know what they're getting themselves into. Then it turns into them wanting to please Nature Boy, because that's what all of the focus is. The focus is always on Nature Boy. He's the chief. He's the messiah. He's the one. You see what I'm saying? So It's all about praising him and doing what he wants you to do so that you can get the recognition and the compliment from him to validate yourself, to make yourself feel good, to make
Which
you
is
feel
what
like
you've been
you did
doing.
something with yourself.
You've been doing
And
that.
I had that mindset at one point in time. You know, I felt like I had to do good things to get recognition from him. Otherwise, I would be looked at in a certain way. I would be, like, you know what I'm saying? And I never like to feel like that. But no one should ever want to make you feel like that, and no one should ever make you feel like that, because then that means that that person does not serve you. That means that you should actually get out of that relationship and be with somebody that just loves you for you. You see? And so Serenity was his wife at one point in time, in the beginning. And then she got out of a relationship with him. And then she went to another one. And then she went back. And then she got into another one. And she wound up leaving carbonation. She wound up leaving carbonation twice. You see what I'm saying? And so her whole thing was to be with him. But Nature Boy doesn't like Serenity like that. Serenity, he doesn't like you like that. So this is why you guys never worked out. Any woman, and I'm just saying, this is my personal opinion, any woman over there in carbonation who has a husband really doesn't want to be with the man that they're with. Serenity really didn't want to be with Rambo like that. When women get pregnant, this is what puts everything into a different perspective for them. And, those women try to make themselves think that it's...
Yeah, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot, a lot. But there is many things. She's changed the way she looked and everything else. They've done a lot in the past. What she's saying is very much she's very much a narcissist, just like her man, obviously. Very much like as man, like he really has taught her well. You can see in how she's talking on the in the interview, right? Trying to find more stuff, but it's hard when you're looking, because then you can see her status on certain stuff, right? She was not in the low level thing. She was in the status, in the chiefess status, which most of the women was trying to get to. So all what she's talking about, her escaping and all that stuff, that's a load of hoopla, because she wasn't escaping nothing. So I just thought I'll come and I gave a little bit of reaction on the little video. Now please leave your comments underneath, because I put different clips to show that she's not authentic. She's like a chameleon. She will change how she looks. She lied. She twisted stories, lied in between the stories, and she's very much hungry for. She's very much hungry for action, and she is an attention seeker. And any attention that she gets, she's happy to get it. You know what I mean? She's happy to get it. And to be honest, I don't know where this is gonna go, because, like I said, it looks like she's with another couple, trying to be there, trying to be with them or something. I don't know what's going on there, but she's prepared to change her way she is. She's also, like I said, taking on how Natiri look. She's adapted her look, and I'm trying to find more. Even Mama Wanda confronted her at one time. Look at this.
So, Miss Wanda, Velvet is here.
Get my baby name out of your mouth. You are a liar. Like I said, you want to talk about freaking Nature Boy down.
Okay, so hold on,
Velvet. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, Velvet. First of all,
We can clearly hear you are emotional behind it. But what we not gonna do, Velvet, is portray or narrate some bullshit. I did not beg you for your baby. I have the video, sweetheart, when you were leaving out of my house, when you put that baby in that car seat. I have it all, Velvet. I'm not lying on you, and yes, I care about what happens to you and your baby. Don't lie to the people, Velvet, because one thing I'm going to say about me, I don't benefit of coming on this motherfucking app. Ain't nobody sending me donations. I'm not asking for donations, to tell the truth. Stop it, Velvet. Stop it.
Okay, so can you please let her know, Miss Wanda, that nobody said that she wanted to take Nature Boy down. Like, nobody said that.
What she said was, I'm sitting up here, bringing home. Most definitely.
What's your question number 3? Okay, I have 2 questions. The first question is, you said that Velvet was she a good mother for leaving her child with you, or was she not? Because you said you're glad that she let the child stay with you, but then it's still negativity towards her. So which one is it?
There is no negativity towards Velvet. I want y'all to understand, I really care about Velvet. Regardless of what she fucking saying, she know what the deal is. I really care about that girl and that baby. She is and can be a good mother. She is a good mother at times, but Velvet needs to get herself together. Period.
Okay, and the second question I have is that you said that you have video of her as the baby was in the car seat and all this other stuff. So, like, where is those receipts?
In my phone.
Okay, well, I think we need to see
it. Guess what?
I'm just gonna be honest.
See, they're talking so much shit, pay for the motherfuckers.
Okay. What's your question? Okay, so you already answered one of my questions. You said you really do have feelings for Velvet. Okay. So is it also that you wanted to get more information about Nature Boy also as well? You can be honest.
I'm always honest, first and foremost. What's your question?
Did she come back on? Let me see.
Boy, that's on my IG too. Go check it out, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, what's up now?
So my question was, when you did get the baby, why didn't you call for help? Or did somebody ask anyone that could actually help the child and be away from the situation altogether?
Right. The situation they're talking about was when Mama Wanda had a baby, Eliana. When Velvet left her, this was in New Orleans. She left her with Mama Wanda. Mama Wanda found something, and but Mama Wanda also said that how she was in contact with Nature Boy at the time. Now she's saying that how the child was left with her, and she went away. She went on a trip or was filming a video and she didn't come back for a while for the children. So she got contacted. I think the information was she got contacted, and that I can't remember half the story because it was so long ago. It's a lot. So then Mama Wanda was saying that how she was in contact with Nature Boy as well, because she had Eliana at the time, and she must have went away for about a couple weeks. She was away from the little girl. So Mama Wanda really wanted to know where she was and stuff like that, and how she needs to take care of the baby. And it's one of those situations where you leave your child with somebody, and though Mama Wanda is in the wrong a little bit, but she did bring things to facts. So like I said, this is the interchangeable thing that was going on with her. Like I said, she's a chameleon. She can become whoever she wants to become. She can change. And she changes how she is to suit the situation. So I'm trying to find another one. I'm trying not to make it long out. Because yeah, they do. She does a lot. She's still an active member of the cult. It doesn't matter how you look at it. She's still active. She's still an active member, and people need to recognize that. Oh yeah, then she went and slept with Shaka Zulu. But even though, like I said, they all seem to have the herpes or whatever's going on with them, and that. So it's a revolving door at this case. You know, but like I said, she lied so much. The evidence is clearly all over the tube. You cannot really say stuff that that is not already up on the tube. You always lie and making up stories. Like, you don't need to make up a story. You was one of the bosses of Carbonation. He was one of the abusive ones. He wasn't he was abusive, and you was abusive as well. He used to abuse the women. We used to abuse the women. I can't talk. He used to abuse the women. He only left because of the situation. Maybe if he didn't have all the women around him, you probably would have still be with him now. You probably would not have been in jail now. But you're pretending to be this person. You know, it's just laughable. And that's why people get on your head on certain stuff. You know, like this one. Hold up, there's this video. I'm sure people remember this.
Because where you're weak, others are strong around you. You have to learn how to utilize the external versions of you.
See, they were taking care of her and the child. She was jealous of the women that's there. This is Aya. And I think that's Ra. She's jealous of the women.
And you have to exhaust the options that you think your mind has in the moment. There's nowhere to go.
She wanted them to wait on her. She wanted to be the chief.
There is nothing else. Like, I'll literally just be out here. But it's like suicidal.
You text somebody. Obviously, your mind came up with some kind of plan. Who you text? And what she said?
She said, who is this? Verify this.
That's a little bit. I'm showing you how she disliked the women. I'm sure I won't be able to find it all in this one sitting because it's a lot. So she was in Carbonation from when she was 17. From 17. So, you know, she's more or less groomed to do and be his, like, she is his mind, basically. She's his mind, you know. So yeah, I just want to say this because I thought I put the video, the constellation together, so you can see how she changes her mouth on, trying to change her mouth on a lot of stuff. She lies. She lied all through that interview, all through it. So I just thought I'd put this up and bring it to the people who was watching the interview with her. She's done a whole lot. She's done a whole lot. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I know that people talk about people's history, but in her case, the abuse was so bad. She was beating she was fighting with the women in one of on the community tab. You'll see her and Malia fought tooth and nails to become chiefess, right? And then at the end, Malia had to kiss her foot and her ring. It's like, you know, she always wanted them to just wait on her, wait on him. That's what they used to do. So none of what she says on that interview is true. Not one bit, not one single bit. See, I've shown like how many videos already. Now, if that guy did his research, you'll see exactly who she is, because she's not who she pertains to be. Solar is not who he says he is. You know, people can change persona and be a certain way for new audience or capture new audience. You know what I mean? So I thought I'll leave it right here. I'm not going to go on and make it longer than I have to. Right? There's evidence on the tube. You can look it up. You know, you can even look further afield if you have to. There's people for years who was doing commentary on carbonation can tell you who Velvet is, right? People who's doing videos on her, doing videos on the other wives which he had, Maisha, Pocahontas, Yaya. BP even spoke out on the news interview to tell you who she is. And I tell you, she's not an easy person. Her father fought tooth and nails for her to come out of the cult. Then, right, because like she even had baby RV, RV, I think, in a Christian setting, right, where people was giving her cash apps and donations. She made a whole video about it. It's even on here. You will see that. Right. Then later on now the lady said that how like she used her, she blanked, she wasn't answering her DMs, this, that, and the other. And um her dad, her dad, when he brought her home, she came home to him, he was so happy to see her. Right. He went to the doctors to where they was. He went to Palenque where they was, literally. Right. You'll find all this. So do not listen to the lies that is coming out of that girl's mouth, right? When she does stuff, she does it because she wants attention. Now she's saying she's a neo soul singer. Since when are you a neo soul singer? The only people who used to sing in Carbonation, for what I know, was Zoka, maybe Eferu a little bit. I think it's Zoka. Zoka used to sing. Zoka can literally. Zoka is quite a talented girl. It's just that she's brainwashed by the cult. But you're saying you are a soul singer. Janae can sing as well. Janae has a nice voice, but like you, she's lost. Well, I mean, she's not like you, is she? But like you, she's just gone. She's just not, attention. She wants to be loved. Now she's pregnant. Now, like, it's different for Janae, I feel, in one sense, but in another sense, I feel Janae's still the same, right? And you all have the same cultish minds. You use the same words. You use most stuff that you talk about or do reflects the cult. There's no difference. Even the music Solar does reflects the cult music. But you talk about you and him was in love for ages. No, you wasn't, because when you was around Nature Boy, you wasn't even allowed to look at other men. He will beat you. He used to beat you a lot. Just for even looking at another man. Right? You wasn't allowed to do that. You was under his complete control. He controlled everything. Even when you try to escape, you hear, right, in the last video, he asked you, who did you text? Right? They had complete control of phones, laptops, you name it. They are a sex cult, blatant, have all sorts of stuff on sites and at one point Twitter. So, like, we can pull up a lot of history on here, believe it, right? So, I mean, I know people go a bit further, but I don't go that deep. I just go to the things that I can see, right? And you clearly was talking about the time when you was escaping, because you tried to get away from him a few times. You reached as far as the embassy. He had to go and get you from the embassy. Then there's another video where, like, you're punching him, right? And maybe you had an argument and he decided to film you punching him. and he made out that he was the victim. Now you're making out like you are the savior of carbonation. No, you're not the savior of carbonation. No one is the savior of carbonation. I think the only person who put charges on him, which is why he is where he is now, plus the added charges, was Janae. And even though, as much as I don't like Janae, but I have to give the where it's due. I have to give a hand where it's due. But at the same time, even when she was around, you was intimidated by her. Because as you can see, Janae is a pretty lady. Aya is beautiful as well herself. She just have a mind of a teenager. Eferu is lost. Her whole family loves her. And she ideally, if she did fix up herself, she would look so much better. Because I've seen pictures of her from before. Zoka reached there. Nature Boy was captivated by her. Right? So, you was just of all the women. And all what you talk about the women, you was doing too. You was doing the same thing. Like I said, you at one time was coupling them all off together. By skin tone, by skin tone. Coupling them or putting them together because you didn't want them around him, because you wanted to control the situation, you wanted to be in control, and he wouldn't let you. Okay, and I don't support Nature Boy either. So I'm just telling you what I've seen when I've been watching what was going on before you left the very last time, which was probably Puerto Rico. And when you left in the night. You didn't leave like willingly. You left in the night. So all that story you're telling about sitting down, trying to catch phone, internet thing, because one or two times, right, he did drive you down to the airport. He told, right, they voted and they said they didn't want you in the cult no more. And you were strapping on the baby and you was going to the airport. But then you changed your mind and then you stayed there that day. And I'm sure a few people would remember that. You changed your mind. And then the next day, right, you and him was all lovey-dovey and all this. And I think one time the women was waiting at the bottom of the stairs and you got mad. And they were saying, oh, she's always mad. She's always mad. She's always going off and all that and doing whatever. But yes, still you put yourself in that situation from 17 or 18, however young you reached it. Saying that how, right, your parents, treating your parents like as though they're beneath you. For how many years they fought for you. And I'm not surprised Selena take herself out of the equation, because I would do the same thing too. Because being linked to a child who is like this, off the rails, you have two little girls coming up, two little girls and another one coming. In this day and age, it's harder to be a single mother than before. It's not as easy as before. But you can still get a job. You can still do stuff. But you don't want to do that. You want to be some kind of star on, or you think you are some kind of star on the internet. And you're no Queen, I forgot her name now. I forgot her name. That young lady who sings, Queen Niger. You're not her. You're not her. You're none of those women. I don't think they will leave their family and travel halfway across the equator to go sit with a man and become his mind and be, one mind, one self stupidness. Okay, so if you're going to tell the story, tell it all, tell it completely. Don't twist nothing, don't change nothing. So wherever you see her pop up, people's, right, remind her of a few things, because she is trying to reinvent herself right now. She's trying to take herself out of the equation. She's trying to reinvent herself and all that. But baby Ellie sometimes suffers amongst that. You see baby Ellie put her hands over her ears as they sat together. That is not a loving relationship. It's very forced. You're just doing it just to get Janae up Janae's nose, just to get one up on Janae. They're not getting one up on Janae because you literally have her leftovers. She's pregnant for the man. Yeah, you got pregnant as well, the same time. But the man, he's not into women. That's the thing. He's not into women at all. He's not into women. If he was able to go online and do certain acts with a transgender woman. But anyways, I don't want to be like going off. It's like 1 minute mark. I'm gonna come off. I've shown most of the stuff. Why, people can find all this online. It's not hard to find the videos. The videos are all there from the past channel holders who was covering your story is still there. Because if I can find them, other people can find them. And I'm sure there are others elsewhere that we can find if we really look. So, don't get twisted. Now, like I said, she's queen of the dam. She is very much queen of the dam. She sucks the life out of everything. Everything she touches turns to dust. Literally. Then she thinks she knows it all. She's more smarter than us out here. You are in the same situation as most people right now. Your situation is no different to any other woman who's been with men, who's played them, and she's got pregnant. You are in no other situation. You're not above nobody. You're not entitled. You feel you're so self entitlement is madness. The entitlement by itself is a craziness, right? I am a big grown woman myself, and to be honest, it was not easy raising children by yourself. It is not. But then at the same time, right, you don't rush into the arms of the quickest thing that is there sometimes. You can't do that. Maybe in my younger stage, maybe. And I think the reason why women are talking to you, because they've been there themselves, some of them. Some of them are even got relationships. So you looking down on us because you think that how you are a part of the whatever woke community. The woke community do not fluctuate like that. Some probably do, but some don't. Some take the shit very seriously. And you're online lying through your teeth on an interview on the blue couch, lying through your teeth. It's just really sad. But anyways, thank you, Claire, for passing through. I'm gonna come off before I get really encapsulated by the thing. And I'll see you later. Thank you for passing through. And I'm going to redo the thumbnail again because I'm gonna put the better queen of the dam, because you're queen of the dam, Velveeta. I can't remember the other names they gave you. There's so many names. It's quite sad. You are a poor representation of the conscious community. A poor representation. There's another person who's exactly like that too. There's quite a few people. A poor representation of the conscious community. Sometimes, right, you don't even have to say you're conscious to know stuff, to eat a certain way. You don't need to do all that. You just be. That's it. Too much validation going on. It's ridiculous. And these women, they'll be on IG, scantily dressed, putting herself out there. She's one of them. She does it all the time. And then she comes and ties her hair and puts on a black polo neck like it's something. You can't just change up. It's either you're that way or you're not. And hopefully you went to the doctors to go sort out the herpes problem, what you have, the STD problem. So, anyways, I'm gonna come off. I will see you in the next video, next live. Take care. Bye.